All right, boys, let's get into it. Superman versus the Fantastic Four. If y'all are part of Discord or checked out the delicious SB on TikTok, you know the questions that we were talking about here. So we're going to be going through them. We got some questions. I'm going to shock the fellows with a couple things they don't know are coming. So here we are. So first question, we had which movie had the better world? All three of us agreed Fantastic Four created a more compelling and visually memorable world. Obviously, that came down to the retro futuristic vibe. The Baxter building, the cosmic elements definitely made it stand out. Compared to Superman's grounded and somewhat familiar world, Fantastic Four's setting felt more unique and stylized. Hero, you said Fantastic Four felt more charming, but that both worlds have more potential. What would Superman's world need to do to close that gap for you?
I think it's the one thing that Marvel or the MCU in general doesn't do good at, minus Fantastic Four. And that's that like every city feels the same. If they are able to take it to where Metropolis feels like a certain type of way, Gotham feels a very certain type of way, Star City feels a very type of way, Bloodhaven feels a very its own different style. Like if we are able to identify what city based on like a couple shots of a building, that's going to make it feel very, very cool. In the MCU, you're just like, all right, New York, Chicago with Ironheart. But like in reality, I feel like for certain people, if you took certain shots from Ironheart, you'd be like, oh, why is she in New York? There's no cities that are unique to Marvel other than New York.
Yeah.
And I think DC can do a really good job of that.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. SB, do you think that the off-Earth stuff in Fantastic Four played a role in which world felt better for you or not?
No, I took the question just based solely on the Earth stuff. It was definitely cool seeing them in space, but I don't think that had to deal with the better world, because especially knowing Supergirl and Lanterns are to come, I don't even want to think to compare what the DCU is about to do to the MCU with the space stuff. So, Metropolis just felt like, I don't know, just kind of like regular old city, besides it being a little like dilated in color, if that's the right word for it, and just a couple buildings that stood out architecturally, which was like the Luther Court building and like one other building I remember. Everything else felt kind of like basic a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do like what Hero was building on with like just like the whole feels, though. Like, you brought up Gotham. You want to know that it's Gotham. It's where the different tonal stuff can work.
Don't do it.
And I'm not gonna do it. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. But it's really cool to see. It's really it's really cool to see different cities, like just that we're in the same universe, but just have completely different vibes to them.
Yeah, I think the big thing is like Fantastic Four has had me looking at like street corners to see like, ooh, what's that? And like listening to Shackman be like, yeah, there's set pieces from Deadpool and Wolverine that we use like in Ben's neighborhood and stuff like that. And like just the details just felt abundant in the streets of Fantastic Four. So yeah, I think that was a no-brainer. But for the next one, we had the question of which movie had the better scenes or moments. And I think it was a unanimous agreement that Superman delivered more memorable and impactful moments. We had mentioned things ranging from action to emotional beats and even some of the comedy. We definitely looked at Lois and Clark's dynamic, the strength of Lex's monologue, standout moments for the supporting cast. SB, did Fantastic Four's fewer big moments hurt more because its best ones were so strong? And would more breathing room in the third act have helped Fantastic Four compete more with Superman? Hero, same question to you as well.
I think the pacing made it a little more forgettable, which is why I think Superman had better moments overall. I don't know, because even I tried to take this after like first watch for Superman and first watch for Fantastic Four, I did see Superman 3 times, so that does have a little bias. Obviously, I'm gonna remember that movie, and I'm gonna remember all that a lot more because it's 6 hours versus 2 hours. But I don't know. After first watch of Fantastic Four, I was just like, "Oh, that was a cool movie." Like I didn't really have like the urge to like I need to go back and rewatch it, and I feel like that kind of showed that its scenes and moments were good, but it wasn't like enough to pull you back into it. So Superman was, I guess, kind of going back to even like what we saw in the trailers. They did show a decent amount of stuff throughout the trailers, but like when you
For
saw
sure.
it in the movie, it's like, damn, like
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to be like that going on right there, or like right in the first batch of the movie. They showed a lot of footage in the trailers and just kind of led us to taking in all the rest of the movie. Whereas Fantastic Four, a lot of stuff was missing from like trailers that they put out, and that of like trying to like look out for them with how fast paced it was and how kind of much shorter it was than Superman.
Yeah.
Just didn't really mix well to like make it memorable. Even with the like scenes that did stand out, like the space chase obviously stands out a lot. But I don't know. I mean, everyone loves that scene, but for me, I'm pretty satisfied watching it that one time. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
dude, that's fair. And here, this question's for you. Do you feel like the edge that Superman had in moments was more about quantity, or was it quality across the board?
I think a little bit of both. Right. I do think it's in a way both, where both had really good quality. I don't think there was any like of those moments in Fantastic Four where I thought, oh, that was bad. Not at all. I just think Superman had so many more in different aspects, right? And it's like action scene wise, yes, we do have the incredible, chase scene and some moments of the stuff with Galactus, but for like, I want to say maybe what 60% of it, it's just kind of your typical like chase scene. There isn't anything super different out of it. But with Superman, I can tell you so many moments that happened in between fight scenes, in between chase scenes, in your lower moments that I feel like even surpass what Fantastic Four did. I will say a lot of the edge that Fantastic Four has over Superman are those emotional moments. Like Morcom saying about Reed, and Sue, their argument, Sue giving herself up, for them, Johnny wanting to do more. I think emotionally they have more than Superman, but Superman everywhere else just overwhelms it between its side characters, between and the action scenes and the emotional beats that it has too are just as good. I just think Fantastic Four didn't do as much in other areas. Like we don't get a Mr. Terrific moment for anybody here. We don't get a Guy Gardner moment. We don't even get a Hot Girl moment. We
Hey,
don't
you
get
got Mole
anything.
Man.
It wasn't a moment, but more for, I'm just here for funny, haha. It was like,
Mr. Plot Convenience.
yeah, it was more of a, we need you here to move the story forward in a way that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could remove him and I don't think it would have been that big a deal.
No, his first montage would have been fine.
Yeah. But I get why they put him for the, for the evacuation scene. But yeah, just overall those scenes like that. And the action just truly lives up more to what a superhero film I think should feel like. And that's that genuinely like cool scenes that you wouldn't see in any other kind of movies, because how many movies can you see a guy who has this biotech weapon lady on his arm and he's swinging her around like a battering ram?
Dude, bro, shout out to the stunt double and the scenes and the prep for this. Oh my gosh, dude, it's so good to watch all those. Everyone's like, the CGI is terrible, blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, they legit did these scenes and it looks so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. It looks super cool in the movie. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. OP, baby. Done well. The best. The best. All right. Next question. Which movie had the better score? All of us gave the edge to Superman. We had mentioned that the score resonated emotionally and it has stronger replay value. I did go out and say that I do feel like it fit with some of Zimmer's best for Superman previously in the Snyderverse. Hero, you said something interesting too. Social media buzz confirms that the music stuck with people, and I think SB, you're talking about Punk Rocker and Look Up as well. Got that workout playlist going. So this is questions for both of you guys. How much does social media buzz influence your perception of a score success? Could Fantastic Four's score have aged better than you expected?
Now,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say even without punk rock and the Mr. Terrific song, I wasn't even factoring that into the score. I'm not gonna lie. I just think like purely as like the Look Up and the theme songs and all that, just feel more inspirational, and like I could listen to those anytime, any day of the week, anytime where I'm at. Whereas the Fantastic Four score is just like if I'm reading Fantastic Four, or if I want to listen to that like sci-fi futuristic stuff. So I think Superman's was better. The score fit for Fantastic Four very, very well. But like out of context, that's kind of it. Out of context for Superman, like I'll be listening to the Look Up, and like I'll know exactly what scene that movie's from. I'll be listening to the Fantastic Four soundtrack, and I'm like, I don't even remember where this was from. And I guess that kind of ties into the better scenes, better moments for me. The score definitely influenced that. Now for the social media part, it's nice to see people posting all the punk rock edits and I don't know, I forgot the name of the Mr. Terrific song, I can't lie.
I think it's 3 years.
3 years?
I think.
It has some number in it, that's all I know.
Or 5 years.
I think so. It's great seeing all the people react to that, because that shows that they definitely like the movie and like the moment, probably like the moments from it and the messages that the song send.
5 years time.
Unfortunately, you didn't get that with Fantastic Four, so a little hard to compare. But we did get the I Herald Galactus with Fantastic Four, so those edits were nuts. I know, but dude, people have made it into a score with the freaking social media edits, pretty much. So,
yeah,
with the way the way they've been used. But obviously, I know it's not part of the score.
Yeah, but in SB, I'll agree with you definitely on the score aspect of it. Like the original pieces of music, I'll definitely agree with you there. But I do think like those other like non-movie made songs are also part of the score, because it's so much in the movie, and it's what people latch on to, right? And I think like the Mr. Terrific scene, like the end credits, I don't think they hit as hard. Like when you think of punk rocker, you are going to think of Superman. In the same way, when you hear All the Stars, you're going to think of Black Panther. When I hear Run the Jewels, I'm thinking of the Black Panther trailer. Like
I meant it
it's
just
aspects
like
of it.
I meant it like I just didn't want to compare like those two. Fantastic Four didn't have any original songs, so I was just comparing
Sucks
like,
to suck
versus
Yeah.
one versus the other.
Yeah, and
No,
that's fair.
yeah.
But yeah, no, they're definitely like integral to the score of the movie.
And here's what I'll say: social media will latch on to your biggest movie score moments, no matter what. Because I think a good example of that, not bringing it up out of an inside joke of spite, but genuinely, the Batman. When you think of the beat from the trailer, like that does live on in people's memories,
I had that shit
and that went into that went into social media for so long. But I think of like when you hear Superman, there's many different versions of the theme on like social media of what people want it to be. It could be punk rocker, it could be the 5 years time, it could be Look Up. With Fantastic Four, I'll be honest, it's still to me that Travis Scott sped up edit song for a lot of people. It's not even the score. So, and it's because of the meme, yeah, but it's still like I don't think Fantastic Four did a good job of making that be the theme for everybody.
Yeah, I know we made a joke about it, but it felt like Bad Boys 2, where like Shake Your Tail Feather was like played in every moment in between. And I feel like for Fantastic Four, like their little twinkle bum bum bum
Yeah.
bum, bum like that was just like in it. I don't know. Adventures gets a pass when it does stuff like that, and like kind of Spider-Man, but this was at some point I was hoping for a little bit more post Surfer showing up.
Yeah.
Something else. Anyways, I think we beat that one to death. But halfway, this one's juicy. This one's very juicy. So y'all, if you're still in the chat, let us know what you think. Which movie had the better villain, Lex Luthor or Galactus? Now, all three of us here at the Point 3 podcast, we chose Lex Luthor over Galactus primarily because of his personal, emotionally driven motivations. He was viewed as more dynamic and unpredictable. Galactus was massive in scale, but felt more like a force of nature than a character with depth. So, gents, I'm going to open this up to us and obviously the chat, you guys as well. Big thing here. Hero, you called Galactus a general threat. Do you think that scale should automatically give him more cinematic weight, or is it more about screenwriting than power?
You would think that it just should automatically, but I think based on execution, it doesn't. Right? Until he starts becoming a little more personal, then you start feeling it a lot more. Right? And I think that's kind of why Lex feels as good as he does, is because of that. I'm coming for you. Galactus was like, in a way, circumstance of like he was just coming to Earth because the Surfer chose, and then he was coming after Franklin because he just so happened to see Franklin and realize what he is. I think it's great that we got a Galactus that does finally is really comic book accurate, and they did him very well as a first chapter. I wouldn't be surprised if they use him for a second movie, if he does kind of become the closer, more personal villain that I think a lot of people assume that he is.
All said. All said. SB, you said that Lex felt as threatening as Galactus. Is that more about the performance or writing? Could a stronger actor for Galactus have flipped your vote?
I think the writing, because Ralph Innocent was great performance as Galactus. He suited up for that suit and everything. So I think I think the writing for Lex was just better. Because I mean, he had the whole 1A monologue. What's going to top that? Galactus didn't have. He had scraps to deal with. He had a couple good lines. Like when he was like first saying like, "Let me take Franklin. I want your baby," and pretty much that he's gonna destroy the world while Franklin watches. It's pretty savage. But to me, that still didn't compete to the 1A. I am thinking about 1A right now. I just got goosebumps. like it's just injected into my. I see A1 steak sauce, and I'm like, oh my god, Lex is like right there.
Bro, I can imagine you putting it on your stage.
Well,
1A.
at work,
1A.
there's one. I don't really use A1 steak sauce. I can't lie, but
We
every
should not.
time in one of our one of our places at work has a bottle of A1 steak sauce, and I walk by like every day, and it's just maybe that's why I can't get the 1A out of my head because I see it like every day.
Yeah.
No, but still, that whole monologue and just Lex throughout the entire movie, Nicholas Holt killed it. It's funny to know that he texted. I think he texted Ralph Innocent, or Ralph Innocent texted Nick. I forgot who, but one of them texted the other, and Nick was like, "Oh well, like you have the better shot because you're like a 14 billion-year-old space god." And I'm like, it's crazy that we're having this conversation right now. And Lex, as a little old human, competed with that because he almost destroyed Earth himself.
Well, to that point, SB, he almost devoured the planet out of pure hatred, but does that emotional instability make him better or scarier?
scarier, I guess, because you don't know what he's gonna do. Which I feel like a more scarier villain that you don't know what they're gonna do. It's a better villain.
That's fair. I got that unpredictability feel from Lex versus Galactus.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going A to B.
Like we saw him drive straight through a planet. That's what he does. He drive.
Well,
He
all gas,
drives
no
to these
brake, baby.
planets.
Yeah,
It's his job.
and that's what it is. Where it's like going forward, Lex is like, I'm going that way and that way and that way and that way. Where it's like you don't know
Until he
what
gets
Lex
his
is going to
plan
do.
done. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't know what he's going to do to achieve it. And the way I think of it is like, oddly enough,
There's
Frieza.
actually a duet scene too.
Yes.
That alone is like that. As soon as you said not knowing what to do, that's what immediately, or not knowing what to do. How crazy he is. That's what brought in my head. Because how crazy you got to be to have a 1 in 6 shot just to toy with someone until they're like, what's the word? Torturing someone.
Yeah.
Toying with them like that.
Yeah.
Go on.
Hey, here, finish what you're saying.
No, I was saying it's just Lex reminds me of Frieza in the sense of, and he even says that he's like, I know what I'm doing. Like he tells Superman, I know, or the guy that he's working for, or that works for him. He's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Like I know this black hole is going to tear everybody apart. I don't care. I'm gonna kill the alien. It just reminds me of Frieza when he's like, I can't beat Goku. I'm gonna blow the planet up.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I'll survive.
Yeah.
I can breathe. I'll figure, which I agree when he's like, oh, here's a rift. And they're like, it's coming. He's like, stop. I got obviously a plan. Go. Oh, it's a ship. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next question that we have: which movie had the better story? We all came to consensus Superman did, right? It was more layered, it had stronger execution, better rewatch value. While Fantastic Four did have high stakes and great themes, it came off a bit more predictable and less organically developed. I'm going to throw this out here to you guys. Superman's plot was a little bit more surprising in ways due to the unknown. Do we think superhero movies need to be unpredictable to work in 2025 and beyond, or is emotional clarity more important?
I feel like that depends on the characters or the character or the movie. So I feel like
I threw this out here specifically of what we talked about with the Russos, what Fantastic Four brought, and what Superman brought.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, because I don't know, because you did say Superman handled the Fantastic Four had better emotional scenes, like Hero said. But Superman handled both pretty damn well. Yeah, I don't know how to answer this question right now.
That's fair. Hero?
I would say closer to the emotional clarity. I think because a lot of what people attach to when it comes to movies, but even more so these characters, is that their characterization, right? How much we love them. I think you can have the action and the emotional clarity. If you've watched us for a minute, I'm a big proponent in saying sometimes the best answer is the obvious answer. And I do think sometimes you can just go A to B and have something be done really, really well. It's how you fill those moments. And I think for the most part, both of these go A to B. It's just Superman takes a little bit of a different way to get to B, whereas Fantastic Four, I don't want to say tried to take it the same way, but they went A to B with that emotional clarity, but didn't add that juice to it. It's like, okay, this is the best example I can think of it. Two different families are going on a road trip. One is going in like a souped up sports car, and they're just going straight. The other one's going a much more scenic route. You're both going to the same place. One's taking you through one journey, but the other one's pedal to the metal. You're going 120 miles an hour. You're like, that was fun. You're probably not going to care about the scenic route if you have that.
Yeah. Last question, SP, to throw it back to you for this one. You mentioned you saw Superman 3 times. What was revealed or what got better to you the second time you watch the movie,
The
or even third?
score. The second time the score hit me even. At first, I had interesting feelings about it first watch.
You can say incorrect.
What?
I was gonna say you can say incorrect. That's fine. I'm just kidding. I was kidding.
Valid. No, I'll take that. I'll take that for Gotham stuff. The second time I definitely picked up on it and just how much more badass the action was. Like the second time I watched, I really keyed in on Superman's like fight style and all the combos he was hitting. Like more in detail, I picked up on a lot more of him during like the final Ultraman fight, and I feel like that just made me appreciate it even more. What else? The Lex scene solidified him as top 10 comic book villain for me. Hearing that again, I had goosebumps the second time. So I think that definitely helped it. I want to see it a fourth time, to be honest.
Same. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I really do. Just even
A
talking about it
drive-in
right
movie
now, I'm like,
theater in my a drive-in movie theater in my area is doing like a super fantastic double feature on Friday, and I want to see it.
which one's
I might
first?
do it. I don't know. I didn't look into
I would
it.
either show up late or leave early. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Last big question that we had here. Which movie had the better cast of characters? Now, this one I think it was an interesting route. You can go back to the quantity quality question with this. But in the end, we all came to a consensus that Superman offered more depth, offered more variety, and more memorable moments with these characters. Side characters like Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, Lois, Jimmy, they added to the richness of the movie, where the Fantastic Four team, although they were well executed, they were ultimately too small to compete against the ensemble strength. So, Hero, you had singled out Guy Gardner and Terrific. Do you think Superman needed more standout side characters to support the solo lead? Was that a crutch or were they a strength?
I think it was more of a strength because I feel like you could remove Guy and Terrific and still get a lot of really good Superman moments. And I think that's the big piece that separates Fantastic Four from Superman, in that they're both really, really strong. Like the core four of Fantastic Four as a team feel amazing on their own, to the point where they do it by themselves, really. Those moments really all go to the Fantastic Four. Superman, a lot of his moments only go to him. So I think like both of them are equal for me personally. I don't think one outshines the other, but I think it's when you're like, okay, well, what else is there for the movie to give me? I think it's the supporting cast. I think, like, for example, Surfer, as cool as she was, I think really after this, the chase scene doesn't really get a whole lot else that I was like that you could sink your teeth into. But again, where Mr. Terrific had a scene, but also he's playing some cool parts and helping out. Guy, same thing. The way he's delivering his lines, and even to an extent, Hawk Girl too. So I really do think it just comes down to that. And it's not that they were leaning on that, it's just part of what they had.
Yeah. 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 SB on the Fantastic Four side, if they would have introduced one more character, who would you have picked and could it have tipped the scales of who had the better cast in favor of Fantastic Four? And here I'll ask you the same question too.
Any character?
Yeah. In the movie, in the core part of the movie.
Fuck. I wish I could say Doom.
You can say Doom. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It was
Why?
in core
No,
part.
post credit scene doesn't. That's not a core part. That was a garbage box add on.
I think I would have liked him in there just for purely for establishing something before Doomsday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that would make like the whole. I mean, I know we know it's RDJ twist, but I feel like after they do it in the movies, they had something that like he was an ally with this team that we all just grew to love at one point, and then does a twist that would have resonated with some emotional impact on top of him being Tony Stark lookalike. But what do I know?
Now, Hero, if you have a different character, do you have a different character in mind?
I do.
Okay. Off of what SB was saying, I know you were a big advocate for saying Doom does not need to be in this movie.
Correct.
Do you feel differently now that you've seen it?
No. I still don't think he needed to be in this movie.
Sorry.
I still think he could have been a sequel. The Latveria tease at the beginning, I think, was enough for me. That was enough to be like, okay, I think that satisfies. I didn't even have a Doom piece in it. I wouldn't have cared if they didn't give an Easter egg to Latveria at all. I truly don't think he needs to be in this movie.
Yeah. I agree with both of you. I still think it's the same as before. I think if he was in it, it would have been a massive plus. And seeing how they executed the movie, I think they could have weaved him in without making him like Doom. But also, I think at the same point in time, he may have taken away from the spotlight that the Fantastic Four had. I think the conversation of like who felt better, Fantastic Four or Superman, I think it would have been no question Superman then. I think he would have stolen a little bit too much of their light. And even still, he wasn't in the movie, and the anticipation for him in the post-credit scene was still stupid high, which Marvel knew and just let us down with. Okay, who is your other character that you think could have tipped the scales?
I really think you need somebody who's an ally to the Fantastic Four, but also maybe has had their troubles with the Fantastic Four. Best person I can think of is Dragon Man.
Ooh.
I think if you had Dragon Man, someone who's kind of like occasionally had some battles with him, not through any fault of his own, but and later became an ally and is part of the not part of the family, but someone they can kind of rely on in the way they kind of went with Mole Man, but do it a lot better. And also, you would have this very cool big robot android dragon as opposed to whatever his name is. It'd be a lot more interesting to watch, I think. And you can characterize that a little bit too, where you can be like him talking to them and showing people what they can do.
Yeah.
I think that's what you needed. You needed more allies for the Fantastic World. It's either him or in my perfect world, but it would never happen. In my biggest brain world, you give us another Black Panther.
Oh, shoot. I'm surprised you didn't say Namor.
I don't think I think he would have taken away.
Ooh, okay.
I think he would have distracted.
That's fair.
Fantastic Four 2. Fantastic Four 2. You probably would.
6.
Fantastic Four 6.
Valeria comes out in that one. So
no, listen, I did selfishly want to answer this question myself as well.
Say it.
I wouldn't have added anyone to this movie. Not only would I have added 30 minutes to this, but I would have added a few years to this, and I would have doubled Franklin's age, and I would have had Franklin be more conscious of what's happening and add another dynamic of like, we see a little bit more power from Franklin so people can stop projecting comics onto like him and making him the strongest person in the MCU. All you did was revive one person. You didn't do crap the whole movie, but sure. Sure, you're number one for everyone. But let him be conscious of and have a little bit more of the weight, because I love the family dynamic, but I think the one thing that people always miss or omit is like how it is from a child's perspective on this world. How does he view Reed? How does he view Sue? How does he view his uncles? How does he view the world that we got established to? He's walking down the street and somebody is like, maybe they bully the kid. Maybe they do something like, I think that could have been a nice chunky piece that they put into this that wouldn't have taken away, but we get more of our life story feel that I think we were maybe hoping for a little bit more of when Galactus comes and Galactus is like, hey, I want you. There's that moment where he's like, should I go? Do I go because I want to go? Do I go because I'm curious? Do I go because I'm going to save my family? Am I going to save the world? Do I not care about the world? I think that could have been kind of cool to see and made like the end and the sacrifices, like I think it could have made the final act feel a lot bigger with a more mature Franklin involved, to where we don't have to wait for that now that we have Doom. Like him seeing Doom being like, what's wrong with your face? Like, you know what I mean? Like something like I don't know. I think that could have just been a little bit of a plus without having to like make a big lift in the movie.
I agree with that. I like that too. I do think that would have been a really good idea.
Well, gents, it's that time now. We got to announce our winner. SB, who won? Superman or Fantastic Four? Fantastic Four?
Whoa, that is crazy.
Wow, after everything we just talked about.
Superman.
Nah, just
Because we didn't say Fantastic Four for a single one of those things.
no.
Yeah,
no,
we did
just
for the
say
world.
building.
Oh, well, yeah,
world
the
building.
first one. See,
But
it was
otherwise,
first one in there, forgot about it.
dude, honestly. And I think the cool thing too is like when we looked at everything, it's Fantastic Four gave us a world that we might want to live in and experience, but Superman gave us that movie that like we still have not stopped talking about, and it is standing the test of time to this point, which is great.
It's almost been out for a month too.
And we're
Can't
still on it.
Still on it. Hero, I'm assuming you're picking Fantastic Four?
Yes. Throw them fours up. No, I'm just kidding. Superman. Yeah,
And-
Superman.
Superman. Should we do it? It's been a while.
Yeah, throw it up there.
It's been a while. Do we got it?
Forgot where it was.
SB?
Ah,
We got it?
No, there it is.
Hey.
There it is.
Superman gets a dub.
And look,
I'm working on files.
no, wait. I was really gonna say, if you have Fantastic Four over Superman, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because I think there are things to like in both of these, and to the point where, like, depending on what your flavor of comic book movie is, if Fantastic Four is what you put over Superman, hey, I respect it. I really do. Now, hot garbage, no, that I don't respect. But if we want to disagree, we can.
Yes. One last thing I want to do, just to put this stamp in time. We'll remember it forever. Tell me each of your most memorable moments from each movie.
I got two things I want to bring up before we end.
Go for it.
But two, to answer your question, I think the laser cyclone scene, and the way that score hit, and him just having his whole moment of like, it's time to not pull my punches anymore, but like still pull them at the same time, but knock these dudes' teeth out. Badass.
Yeah.
For Superman. For Fantastic Four, I think my favorite was Johnny going to do one of his Johnny going to do one of his sacrifices. No, that wasn't my favorite. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite Fantastic Four.
That's how good Fantastic Four is, everyone.
I guess the space chase is probably the best one.
Yeah.
The way the surfer was riding through the wormhole was pretty cool.
Hero?
Superman, I won't lie. There's two very big things. Morcom just said one of them. Guy giving the middle fingers to the tanks. Truly, I absolutely love that. It's so good. The hand sweep and then the hands throwing the tanks, middle fingers up. Awesome. And then honestly, the whole Ultraman and Engineer versus Superman fight in its entirety replays in my head. For Fantastic Four, the first time we saw Galactus, like his eyes turning on, I think it was one of the coolest things ever. I love that we got a comic book accurate Galactus. I truly, truly do. And then the scene inside the spaceship when Sue gives birth, just how everyone's family dynamic there. Seeing Johnny and Ben fight and then instantly go like, hey, to each other after doing something, and Reed being there for everybody and Sue just being so powerful to be able to be present and help out and still give birth. Chef's kiss. For me, chef's kiss, truly.
Yeah. Gosh. I do have more for Superman than Fantastic Four, but I do have to say for Fantastic Four, especially after second watch, it's Sue pushing Galactus for me. And that, like, the sheer power that it took for her to do that, and like that emotion in those moments, like that was nuts. That was nuts. She got some help in the end, but still. Um, I just love the fact that she's like, I'll do whatever it takes, even if it costs me my life. And it did. And that was awesome. For Superman though, dude, the Mr. Terrific scene was so cool. Like so cool. I think the 1A part, I think it's 1A where he's smashing him and then you get the laser eyes and stuff, like, and you like, and then you go into it. I don't know. There's tons of stuff. But if I did have to settle on one for Superman, just period, the one thing that always sticks in my mind that I think about all the time is the baseball scene when the engineer covers him and they're like, there's no way he can survive. And my guy is like, boom, up, and you have Ultraman rocking this man. The guy who is Superman is rocking him to take the breath out of him. An engineer is like suffocating him, and he's like, nope, I got it. Bam. Shout out Pokemon Seismic Toss. Like, it's just happening, bro. And he smashes down, and we just go. Like, it is so good.
I was just going to say, it's like straight, like, reverse Ninja Gaiden Ozuna bomb.
Yeah, exactly. It was there's so many highlights, but both of these movies, y'all, we won this month. It's a great way to close out the month of July at the time of recording. These movies exceeded, I think, all of our expectations, and we went in, we did so much prep for these, and it was so nice to come out after working that hard where we were so let down with Flash. This was so refreshing and very rewarding to watch, to experience, to talk about, to see how many fans, like for me personally, I haven't gotten my family this involved into superhero movies in a really, really long time. And like, so personally, this is a huge plus. Like, I had great experiences with people. So I'll remember these two movies forever for sure.
Yeah, genuinely, I think we'll go down as the best time for superhero movies ever. Yeah. I know we've had better overall years, but I truly think July 2025 is like the best time, because it was like you had the hype for Fantastic Four, you had the hype for Superman, and both of them delivered. They were both great. They were both fun times in theaters. Cool merch both ways. One took a little bit longer to come out, but you know what? Whatever. But when we got it, it was cool.
Shout out Heroes Con.
Yeah, shout out Heroes
Con.
And
the boys got the hype out together for Heroes Con about these movies, which again, I will never forget. But we were on that, like, right there on that wave, man. It's crazy. It's been a month, but still.
Right. Dude, my mom kept on sending me YouTube videos today. She's like, oh, I'm seeing all these Heroes Con 2025 recaps. I'm looking out for you guys. And I'm like, and then she sends me like, oh, here's another one. I'm like, Mom, you're going to go down a rabbit hole, and they're going to like, there's so many people that were there. There's going to be video after video.
Is this where you get the blind pole stamina from?
Probably,
from Mama SB. I won't stop until I find it.
She's gonna say, you know, it'd be really funny if she sends you a video from your doppelganger. She's like, I love the video that you made with your friends.
I didn't get you those shoes.
That would be hilarious.
She's like, did you do something different to your hair that day? Like,
that would be hilarious.
Doppelbrando.
That would be funny. No, it would be funny if she sees that dude in like someone else's video and thinks it's me and be like, oh, I saw you. And then I'm going to be like, I
found you.
Nah, I'm an only child. So there's no way she'd ever think anyone else is me.
What is this guy doing right now? I was like, bro, stop being weird. And I was like, wait a second. It's not SB.
It's so funny because I think we called out like once.
Yeah, dude. I was like, SB, check this out, dude. It was like some Sonic thing, and I was like, oops. He was like in the boxes, like 2 or 3 boxes over. It's like, yo, is it the same backpack too? Like, what?
It was literally my same exact backpack that Brandon took to carry his books for a little bit. Same exact book.
What a waste of space for Tomb of Darkness.
We gotta run it back.
I forget about
Get him
Tomb of
another
Darkness
Tomb of
every day. Yeah, I need issue 2, right?
No,
need the whole
no.
fucking collection.
You
now.
need the
Maybe
whole
it's the only
run.
way
You need the whole run.
It's a valuable book. Do you
Oh,
want it back? No.
no. It's great. You got a great pool. Can I trade it? No.
Nah.
Nah.
I'd be so sad.
Oh, what a good month. What a good
It
month.
truly was a great month.
Great month. Well, let's close out July the best way we know how.
By starting off the next big thing for the point 3?
Yeah. Road to Doomsday.
Wait, I had
Oh,
my thing before. I was
you didn't hear that.
Superman. I did a fan poll of on Point 3 Instagram. So if you're not following, follow us on our socials. What movie did you like better? Superman won 75% to 25%. And also hi Bonk and Morgan in chat.
Yay.
Hello everybody.
For being here.
What? Yeah.
That's all I got for that.
Superman, baby.
Yes.
And Fantastic Four. Great month.
Yeah.
For those of you that haven't, make sure you subscribe to us because we have been your favorite trio of hosts and we are not stopping. We have a lot of great stuff going on. Like we said, we have Road to Doomsday coming up with a lot of extra stuff in between. Discord, we're having a lot of stuff coming up for you guys. So like specifically for the people on Discord, we're revamping it and we're doing a lot more like community things. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But everybody, you've been your favorite trio of hosts: Lou, Super Fantastic, Awesome, Spider Brando, whatever other adjective you want to add.
Shadow God.
Yeah, Shadow God, Moon Man. I don't know what else. Kid Cudi Boy.
I don't know. Keep on going.
Yeah,
Ian right now.
Whatever you want. Myself, Hero Scroll. Everybody, have a good night, and we will catch you next time.